Detroit Lions have made a trade. Brad Holmes has made a trade, and this is all I wanted him to do. However, I'm going to put this out there right now. We hopefully are still not done yet. Sources, according to Ian Rappaport about 2 or 3 hours ago, the Browns are trading standout edge rusher Za'Darius Smith to the Detroit Lions to add a key presence on the edge to help make up for the loss of Aiden Hutchinson. It's Smith and a 2026 7th going to Detroit, so we get a 7th round pick in Za'Darius Smith to Detroit for a 2025 and a 2026 6th round pick to the Browns, a major move. So the Lions get Za'Darius Smith and a 2026 7th round pick. The Browns get a 2025 5th round pick and a 2026 6th round pick. So essentially, if you just add all the the draft acquisition costs into that, we probably only around traded a late 5th round pick, early 6th round pick. So I'm very happy with Brad Holmes on this. Now, I'm probably not as hyped as if we didn't know this already. We pretty much knew this was going to happen. There was a chance. Evidently, the Browns were trying to get more value. That's why they didn't do the trade yesterday or Sunday night like some reporters put out. So I'm a little bit less hyped because we already pretty much knew about it. But Za'Darius Smith is a Detroit Lion. That is fantastic value. I thought at bare minimum we were gonna have to give up a 4th round pick and potentially another late round pick or James Houston. And evidently the Browns did want an early day 3 pick, so they wanted probably a 4th round pick, but no team was willing to budge, and the Lions were the only one to come in there and give that type of value. So shout out to Brad Holmes. That's a fantastic move. We're gonna look at our current draft picks now. We only have, I believe, 6 draft picks for this upcoming draft right now, and that's potentially without if we make another trade today, which I could very well see. Now, Brad Holmes does get in front of the media today at 3 Eastern Standard Time, so look forward to that. I'm going to be paying. That's when the trade deadline usually ends. Last year when he came on, he was like, we traded for Donovan Peoples-Jones, so they literally did it, and then he came to the media. So expect something similar like that. Brad Holmes, the fact that he got this trade done really early, potentially also could mean we're going to trade for somebody. I don't know. We don't have a roster spot open right now. We waived yesterday Abraham Bopan and Chris Smith. If they pass through waivers, they will most likely be brought back to the practice squad since we still have 2 spots open on the practice squad. But Jamison Williams took up one of that spot from being taken off the suspended list, and then Za'Darius Smith will take the other spot. So we currently don't have another roster spot open to make another trade or sign somebody right now. But we could very well open another spot. If we open another spot today, let me put that out there. If we open another spot today, before the trade deadline is over, we're trading for another person. We're trading for another guy. That is 100% confirmed in my opinion. If we make another move today by waiving or releasing whoever, we are making another trade today. So let me put that out there real quick. Now, the question is, who could it be? Who could be released? It could be, in my opinion, the bubble guys or, the Colby Sorsdals, Christian Mahogany, even though I want to have him as a bubble player. I think he's a bubble player in terms of the Lions' eyes right now. Sorsdal, Mahogany, Strickland possibly. You'll be getting Mel Farmer hopefully back soon. So there's some bubble players that can be released. Pat O'Connor maybe. I know they like him on special teams, but I don't know. So there is some guys. There's no way we'll keep all 11 offensive linemen the whole season, by the way, in the 53-man roster. That's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, 3 or 4 of them don't play half the time, so they're either healthy scratches. So we do have some guys that could be cut easily, like Colby Sorsdal, Mahogany, or Strickland, and possibly Pat O'Connor, but we would have to make another move for that trade to go through, or for another trade to happen. So I don't know. By the way, we also have Shane Zylstra. He can no longer be elevated. He either has to be waived and try to go past through waivers and be brought back to the practice squad, or we have to sign him to the 53-man roster. If he does pass through waivers and brought back to the practice squad, he can be elevated another 3 times, and the process just repeats. Al-Quadin Muhammad. I wonder if Al-Quadin Muhammad is going to be a Detroit Lion after this. Hopefully he is. I really like the potential he has. He really didn't do anything against the Packers, in my opinion. However, he showed a lot against the Titans, in my opinion. And I'd still sign with 53-man roster. He's better than James Houston from what I've seen. He's better than Isaiah Thomas for sure than what I've seen. Isaiah Thomas, by the way, I rewatched his tape against the Titans, and I watched the game versus the Packers, obviously, and rewatched the tape. He's not very good. He didn't play very much for the Packers, but he's not very good. Couldn't get very much pressure again. It's only 2 games in Detroit Lions, so I'm not going to completely call him trash or anything. No player is ever trash, by the way. Even if I say that, they're not trash because they're making it to the NFL. Now, Tim Boyle, Nate Sudfeld, different story. But, so, we have to make another move, in my opinion. Now, these are our updated draft picks for 2025 from Pride of Detroit. We have a first-round pick, second-round pick. We no longer have a third-round pick. We traded that to the Jets for Giovanni Manu in the draft this past year. We don't have the Eagles' 4th-round pick. We actually traded it back to the Eagles to draft Sione Vaki. We still have our original 4th-round pick. We no longer have our 5th-round pick because we traded that to the Browns for Smith. We don't have our original 6th-round pick as we traded to the Browns last year for DPJ. We still have our 6th-round pick from the Buccaneers as part of the Carlton Davis trade. We still have our original 7th-round pick, and we got a 7th-round pick from the Cowboys as part of the Terry Arnold trade. So we still have 6 draft picks. We have a 1st, 2nd, 4th, 6th, and 2 7ths. So there's not really much there to move. So if Brad Holmes is trading for another player today, he's either going after a massive player like a Trey Hendrickson, if he can somehow pull that off, a Max Crosby. See, some people say Trayvon Walker. I don't see that. There's no way they trade him, in my opinion. He's still on his rookie deal. He's on his 3rd year. I don't see that. Especially in the 5th-year option he can pick up. He's shown a lot of potential. I don't see that. Some team would have to give a 1st-round pick for him. I'm just not doing that quite yet because the production isn't there from what I've seen yet. So I would just rather go get Trey Hendrickson for a 1st and a 3rd or whatever, 2nd, than give up just a 1st for Trayvon, if I'm being honest. He's not a bad player. I want to do that. Even though, he's going to be under contract for super cheap for another year. If you pick up his 5th-year option for another 2 for really cheap, and it'd be excellent to pair with Hutch, but it's just my opinion. These are our draft picks for 2026. These are draft picks for 2026. Even though this is probably not going to matter because, in my opinion, if we do trade for another player, it's going to be a 2026 draft pick, unless it's, again, one of those massive players. We have a 1st-round pick, 2nd-round pick, 3rd-round pick, 4th-round pick, 5th-round pick. We do not have a 6th-round pick, as we traded that to the Browns for Za'Darius Smith. We got a 7th-round pick from the Browns for Za'Darius Smith. We have our original 7th-round pick, so we still have 7 picks. Again, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, no 6th, 2 7ths for 2026. So, in my opinion, Brian Holmes still has to make another move. I'm very happy about this move. By the way, he's under contract for this year and next year. However, there's potential out after this year, so I'm not guaranteed ever at all that he'll be on the team next year. He's 32 years old. He'll be turning 33 once he's a free agent. We only have to pay him $650,000 this rest of the year. Browns already paid $11 million or something like that. We still have to pay all his contract next year if we're going to keep him, which I believe is around like $10 million. But Za'Darius Smith, he has 5 sacks on the season. They pulled him out of the game against the, I forget who, the Chargers, I think is who they were playing. So we knew he was going to get traded to the Detroit Lions, just a matter of when. I'm very happy about this move, even though, it might not seem like I'm very happy about this move. We still need another guy. Za'Darius is still out there from what I've, from all the trades that have happened so far. Trey Hendrickson probably not going to get moved. Crosby probably not going to move. Walker, all them guys, Miles Garrett. But they're probably not going to get moved. But Za'Darius is still on the table. Carl Granderson's still on the table in terms of guys who will be super cheap in terms of draft capital and in terms of money. Carl Granderson, Chase Young, even though I don't want him. I mean, he's really not that cheap. He's $13 million. I know they probably already paid some of it, but it's $13 million guaranteed. But I don't want Chase Young. They got Jadeveon Clowney. Jadeveon Clowney's an option. I'd rather, again, I want Azeez Ojulari. He has 6 sacks on the year. The Giants want more than what they got than what we traded for Za'Darius Smith, so we probably have to give up a 4th or a 3rd round pick and maybe something with that. So this is my trade proposal to the Giants, even though it doesn't matter, obviously. I will give the Giants a 2026 third round pick, and I will also give them I will give them a 2026 third round pick and a 2026 seventh round pick for Azeez Ojulari. That is my proposed trade for Azeez Ojulari to the Giants. We will give them the 2026 third round pick, and we will also give them a 2026 seventh round pick, either one of them. Probably the Browns, since it will be way earlier, obviously. So, we have thoughts, comments down below on Pride Go Lions. How do you feel about this trade? Do you think the Lions will make another move? Do you think the Lions should make another move? And who do you think could be released if we do decide to trade for another person? Strickland, who could it be? One Pride Go Lions. Brad Holmes, continue to cook and make one more move, please. By the way, we will be trying to go live one last time. I wanted to go live very early in this morning, around when the news broke. However, I was not able to. My internet was acting really, really bad. So I'm going to try here in about an hour or 45 minutes when this video will get posted. I'm going to try it again. If it does not work, we're probably not going to go live at all today. Unfortunately, I really wanted to, but it's alright. There's always more opportunities to do that. So, one Pride Go Lions. See you in a little bit, potentially.